But the program, it just happens automatically, and it's
automatically very fast. Yes.
so quickly. I know you said something about talk back to yourself or something to that effect.
Yes.
And before that even happens, it's like I'm saying it after the fact. I want to say it before the fact if that's going to make it better.
Well, here's how you can do it. It's the same thing as learning to drive.
What do you mean?
When you first learned to drive, did you have a shift car?
Yes, standard, right.
Tell me, did you just get in that car and shift smoothly, smoother than silk?
No.
In the beginning?
No, I had to be taught what the gears meant and what the clutch was about.
And how many times did you do it till you didn't have to think about it, that it was automatic already?
Talk about a day.
About a day?
Yeah, I'm not the smartest rat in the...
Okay. Well, it's like anything else, is the more you do it. See, that's easy because it's all in the conscious present. The more you can catch a faster mind with a slower mind, the better you do it. But you have to know that there is a faster mind that's going to put you down, and you're going to project that put down to someone else so fast, and then you say, why'd I do that?
Yeah.
But first you got to know why in order to be able to catch yourself a little quicker. After you do it, you have to say, why did I do that? And then you'll catch it, and at one time you'll catch it before you say it. You go, I was so mad at her. I was so mad at them. I wanted to tell them, what do you mean education? You should. You shouldn't wear that shirt that has a spot on it, has grease on it. Oh my God, terrible. And you hear that terrible judgment in your head. You open your mouth, you catch it. You say, I'm just putting on them what I put on me because my mom put it on me. Your mom projected all her beliefs onto you, and then you thought that was the perfect thing because you're 4 and she's 35 or something. You know?
So you're saying it's like learning to drive standard. I mean, after a while, I'll be able to catch myself.
With practice.
But in the meantime,
I'm
going to make mistakes.
Absolutely. There are no mistakes. You just don't know.
I don't know.
When you know, you don't make mistakes.
Thanks.
But how well you know is how well you can catch a faster mind with a slower mind. Consciously, you're 14,000 synapses a second. Hard to find 400 million synapses a second. What it's doing at a very fit. That's 90% of your brain.
Yeah, but it's like just meeting with you today is I'm not going to know this. I mean, I know what we're talking about.
Yeah, you understand.
But that's not going to, why leave here? That's not going to change. No. See, I want it to happen that quick.
Well, you've got magic in your brain. Lots of luck. I'm doing this 40 years. You know, that's a long time.
Yeah, I mean,
I learned this a long time ago. I learned this more than 40 years ago.
So
45.
So I should not be frustrated if it takes time.
And it still happens to me.
You?
Mm-hmm. But I catch it quicker. In new things, in areas that I haven't been, in situations, it'll still happen to me, and I'll go, oh. So I look up to the light, and I said, shut up there. Who's Mr. Perfect who's putting me down? Because I should have known this, I should have known that.
Yeah, I got a lot of those shoulds in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what's strange? I know I live by those, but I also, there are things I want to do, but I don't listen to what I want to do. I don't know what it is. It seems to be easier to do the should, but then I get mad after I do what I should do. And I say, I didn't want to do that. Why did I do that?
Could you get mad? Could you afford to get mad at your mother when you were young?
Oh, no, you don't get mad at Mom. No.
Why? What would you do?
Hit you.
Oh.
It wasn't an option. You don't understand. When I say it's not an option, that's what I mean. It's not an option.
That's why the shoulds are faster than your wants, because the shoulds were impressed upon you with a smack in the head or something.
Oh, what's smack? Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that you knew, survival told you, shoulds. If I do everything I should, she won't hit me. I can change her. Did you ever change her?
No.
Oh.
That's true. She never did change.
You can't change anybody else.
Why do I believe I can?
Because you have to because otherwise you're going to hate yourself for not being perfect, like your imagination could be. You know, when you're a kid, you can imagine you're Superman without Krypton, can fly up to the moon and back in an instant. Before you put a fork of mashed potatoes in your mouth, you could become Superman in your imagination, fly up to the moon, fly back with a green cheese. And you didn't even get the fork of mashed potatoes in your mouth, but in the speed of imaginary time, you have all kinds of perfect power. But in reality, you don't. And there's the conflict.
I always second guess myself after the fact.
You know the word image? A person has a big image,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
always right.
Yeah,
The image comes from the word imagination. Think about it.
that's true.
My imagination, I could take everything I've ever learned and just inject it into your brain. But I know I can't do that. I'll give it to you, but then you have to work it through. Same way I did.
That's interesting because I think my mama was trying to project a certain image of who the kids were, her kids were, and who I was,
And who she should.
and who she should. Yeah, it's true.
be a
And I think
success.
I continue that pattern by doing that to people. I want them to view me in a certain way, and if they view me in a certain way, I feel better. But at another level, I don't, because then it takes a lot of energy to maintain that image.
That's right. And then that's all the shoulds. When do you get to do what you want?
Huh.
Like not do your wash once.
Oh, that's not an option.
No, it's you who give yourself options. Mother ain't here no more.
She's in my head. She's in my head.
And so you have to have a little conversation with her. So listen, Mother, you're gone, but you're not. You're still flying around my head, telling me what I should do. And I'm going to have to be a stand-up guy and be educated about me, like you wanted me to be educated, period, and say, I will have the right of choice.
But then I feel guilty.
Who makes you feel guilty?
Not listening to that
Which
voice.
self? The 100% self?
Yeah, okay, let's call it the 100% self.
Oh,
The perfect guy.
And the perfect guy looks at this human who's going to one time not do as much and tells him he's a zero. It's either a hero-zero game.
Well, that's what it feels like. Either you did it and you did it well, or you didn't do it and you did it poorly. So there's no gray in my head. It sounds strange. It's
Well,
mostly
there's no
black and
gray
white.
in your imaginary part, because that's either hero or zero. But that's perfection. You're either nothing or you're everything. I said, look, that ain't reality, and you know it. You know it logically.
Yeah, I know it logically, but I know
But you believe in the hero-zero thing.
I must.
So I was going to say one comma, because I know a guy left a comma out of a big book and went right to the mental hospital.
Well,
So, there's, I'm telling you, the mind is an amazing thing. There's one part that's logical and reality now. The other is built on imagination and desperation. When you're a child, when you have no power, you can imagine 100% good that it'll going to change mommy's mood. You can't change her mood, Cookie. But it looks like I had a spot, so she got mad. If you had a different mother, she wouldn't get mad. You know what I mean?
sometimes I wished I had a different mother.
Yeah, but but the thing is, it depends. We learn what, with the mother we have, what is a big deal and what isn't. Some mothers, it's not a big deal. So you have a spot, I'll wash it. Don't worry about it, son. Your mother would, what did you do? She would give you a hard time. You can't wear that. You take that shirt off right now. And she'd go iron it and wash it and everything. She's living under her own tyranny. And so she tyrannized her children, thinking she's making them perfect. But the people aren't perfect. They just have an imagination that tells them they should be, or they're nothing. And that's what goes on in that other part of your mind, fantasy world. And we all have it. You're not alone. But you're smart because you're coming to ask about it.
Yeah, I know. The way it sounds, it's going to be a struggle. This is, I was hoping to come once and walk out with an answer.
Well,
But I have an answer, but
you'll
I have
be
to work.
doing the work, and I'll be here as a guide, but I can't do the work for you because I'm not inside your mind 24/7. But hopefully you will be. Go inside and you look up and you say, what am I saying to myself now that you know you have two of them? But you kind of knew before because you do it, but you're not happy.
Right.
With it.
That's what it
You
was, the
should rob
unhappiness.
you of your wants.
That's a good way of putting it. Your shoulds rob you of your
And I don't
wants.
mean shoulds like pay your taxes,
Right.
Turn the lights out, reasonable shoulds, but these absolute 100% perfect shoulds, no good. We'll see you next week, okay?
Yeah, I got to come back
go.
because I want to finish this
Okay.
discussion.
You bet. Well, I hope that pulled you in because Eddie Nieves, Dr. Eddie Nieves is my very old dear friend, and that was a wonderful role, and I hope it helps you take a look at your shoulds and wants. Thank you, Eddie. You
welcome.
are a professor.
Yes, I'm a professor. Basically, I'm a counselor and chairperson of the Department of Academic Enrichment at Kutztown University.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Kutztown, for the loan. Thank you, Eddie Nieves, very much. That was a wonderful role. Thank you. And I want to thank you for watching and saying hello when I'm bopping around the supermarket. I'm interested in the subjects you would like to see a show on. So please give me a call. Grab a pencil. You'll see in the credits. Or email me or give me a call and tell me what you'd like to see a show on. And I'd be happy to do that. In the meantime, you take really good care of yourself and just keep looking through the looking glass. Bye-bye.